All right, hello everybody. Welcome to this weekend market analysis. I hope you are safe out there with the coronavirus spread. Well, my prayers are that we will all be safe and enjoy the market liquidity as the price tends to return soon. Okay. All right. Last week we didn't take any trade. It was quite an extremely confusional week, an unpredictable week. We didn't take any trade at all. We're sitting on the sideline. But the week ahead, this upcoming trading week is already looking bright, and much more. The weeks ahead, we are likely going to see a more profitable trading event. All right, knowing when not to trade is also an important aspect of trading. Okay, if you trade every single time and not even are sensitive to when you are not supposed to trade, then you are likely going to be in troubles. Okay. All right. Now let's quickly look into the Forex Factory economical calendar to see those high impact news announcements that are scheduled for this upcoming trading week. Okay. Well, with the pandemic out there, it has been little by little, even high impact news announcement. Fundamental events are really reduced. We are having the interest rate announcement for the Australian dollar. Okay, that's for Tuesday, 7th of April. The OPEC meeting is tentative. Not sure if that's going to hold. Because yeah, the social distancing policy is supposed to be in place. Well, we also have the employment data, which will be released for the Canadian dollar. Okay, for the Canadian dollar. Also, the employment claims for the American dollar. These are very high impact news announcements. We are going to see how they impact the market. From this coming trading week, we expect to see that market volatility should improve. Okay, so you can see very few high impact news announcements because of the coronavirus pandemic out there. All right, keep all of these news announcements on your notepad and be careful not to be trapped in them. Let's just quickly look into a few pairs. Nothing much has been going on, but let's see a few pairs that should and advise ourselves on what we want to trade. All right, first let's look at the New Zealand dollar against the the Australian dollar against the New Zealand dollar. This is the forward time frame. We were actually following this pair in the forward time frame. We're looking for, as price continues to trend to the upside, it gave us a breakout, then a pullback to retest that very level that has been acting as support that may now act as resistance. All right, that's a prototypical trend collapse and strategy or setup, and we are to go short right here. Okay, but we didn't go short because we weren't comfortable with long-term direction. That was supposed to be the entry level right here. As this red candle closed, that was a way to nail our entry. Ideally we would have been in small profit. All right, but as you can see, price hesitated for over 12 hours. All right, price for 12 hours, price was just around in here. If you look into the long term, especially in the monthly time frame, you will see that price is trading around very heavy levels of support zone. Okay, so this is not an ideal location you want to hit on your sell button. You have to be extremely careful around this area. Even if price goes if price keeps pushing to the downside, well, we'll be very happy to let it go. We'll not be interested in taking that risk around a very heavy level of support in the very long term. All right, so let's see. Let's just keep watching to see what's going to happen. The next one, let's look at this euro against the Canadian dollar. Well, I just want to advise here. This is actually a level of support. All right, it's a level of support. I have actually placed my lines looking at price compression in form of a flat bottom triangle. All right, in form of a flat bottom triangle, and we are seeing some rejection. Let me zoom in this chart. We are seeing a rejection of that key level of support. That's the bounce here, and we are seeing a pin bar giving a hint that price, the next move should be to the upside. Well, I agree with that, but again, I will personally not be trading this. I also need to advise that you be extremely careful because there are levels ahead. All right, that area right here, we've got several support around in it. Okay, this one here, this one here. Price might push to the upside, but hey, this is a point of traffic. From there on, it might come back down, so be very careful. You really do not want to trade in such market condition. At best, you want price to break out of this area, either to the upside or to the downside. So be extremely careful in this type of market condition. You really do not want to trade. Okay, you don't want to trade. Like I said, knowing when not to trade is also a crucial part of trading. All right, the euro against the American dollar here, quite a confusing market scenario. Price is really confused on where to take to. It is not really sure of which direction it wants to take. We are getting some confusion of price behavior here. For me at this time, I think we should just be careful. Let's be patient. We didn't take any trade last week, so let's just hold on to see where price will head to. It is at a very critical zone right now, either for a reversal or to keep pushing to the downside. So let's be patient. For me, my best advice here is not to trade despair. All right, the Canadian dollar against the Swiss franc. Let's see. Sorry, I made those annotations. They are actually misleading. In the daily time frame, okay, price also reacted off a key level of resistance. You can see that's a pin bar. See it right here. This is also a leaning line. To me, this is a flat top triangle, and like I said, you really do not want to trade. You don't want to get involved in this kind of congested price behavior. You don't want to get involved in here. You need a highway free of traffic. You need price to break either below or to break above. All right, and for us, whenever we have this flat top triangle, our best directional buyers, all right, the most tradable directional buyers is to wait for a breakout to the upside. Okay, that is where we want to look for our trading buyers. All right, that's where we want to trade. That's the direction we want to trade. If price eventually breaks to the downside, well, I'm sorry, we will not be interested in taking that breakout to the downside. We will only be interested in looking for buy opportunities. Okay, so you need to wait for the breakout. Again, you can see that we are having some we're having that higher swing lows. All right, higher swing lows. That is to give you the hint, indication that the pressure is to the upside, while this level here remains constant. So as it is building pressure to the upside, we want to see whether this level will be able to hold or not. If it breaks to the upside, then we are going to see further upside in the Canadian dollar against the Swiss franc. So let's just wait, keep this flat top triangle to see what's going to happen. All right, same here, don't worry about this. The New Zealand dollar against the Canadian dollar. This is the 1 hour time frame. I'm actually following price here. You can see how price is giving way of that key level of support right here. That's made a pullback. I'm actually looking for a short entry at this particular area. Okay, if it doesn't happen, if the trading strategy does not confirm that short entry, then we will not be taking the trade. So for those of you in our live trading room, if we get the valid entry, if our trading system tells us to go short around this area, then we'll be very happy to send the signals to you. Okay, quite choppy in the weekly, daily, okay, forwards. All right, okay, now see the forwards time frame. We have room to the downside. Okay, we have room. We actually have that much room to the next level of support here. So if we get a short entry from that point, we should be driving all the way to this next level of support, shooting for approximately how many pips? Let's see there. depending on where the entry is taken, shooting for approximately over 96 pips. All right, plus 96 pips, plus 96 pips. So let's see if we will get an entry with this one. Of course, like I said, those of you in the live in the signal platform, do not take the entry until you see our call for that trade. If it is violated, the price pushes above, then we will not take the entry. If we get the signal to go short, we'll definitely send them across to you to take the trade as well. All right, finally, the sterling pounds against the Canadian dollar. Okay, same annotation here. You can see how price has been respecting this level as support. That's a bounce there. Another bounce, fairly shy. Another one here, another one here. Okay, and price is now making a pullback to that area. So this is where we'll be interested in looking for short entries in the sterling pounds against the Canadian dollar. This is on our radar, and again, those of you in the live in our signal channel, the subscribers, if we find the entry, we will definitely send them across to you. Just look at the long term. In the very long term, you can see how the pattern we are following here is an expanding triangle. All right, an expanding triangle in the monthly time frame, and price has given us that bounce here. It has pushed again to the upside. The next wave should be to the downside. And so in the sterling pounds against the Canadian dollar, for now, as long as this pattern remains, we are bearish for now. Okay, bearish. We'll be searching for only short opportunities until price is able to push above that level. Then we will call it off. Otherwise, this is our focal level of resistance, and this is our focal level of support. So at this particular area, we're more interested in searching for short opportunities. And so in the sorry, okay, I actually said follow in the 4 hours time frame, but this level belongs to the 1 hour time frame. And so in the 1 hour time frame, price makes that push to somewhere in here. We're looking for short entries in the sterling pounds against the Canadian dollar. So these are some of the interesting pairs for now. Other pairs are quite difficult to follow. You may not be able to trade them successfully, like let's say the sterling pounds against Australian dollar. You can see how very choppy. All right, very choppy, not a good one at all. Not something that we will love to trade. So let's just keep our fingers crossed that the weeks ahead are going to be very interesting trading weeks, and we are going to make some good profits. Okay. All right, that's essentially all in this review. Like I said, the weeks ahead looks quite promising. Just stick around, and hopefully we will make more money. If you have questions or contributions, feel free, send them across to us, and we'll be extremely happy to respond to them. Do have a nice time and stay safe. Bye bye.